Hey, party people! It's Meatball here, with my good buddy Lem and Mads with a significant lack of synth cool.
Yeah,
Uh,
don't worry about him.
Yeah, he's
Dead.
off vacationing. Yeah, he's he's in a barrel floating down the river. No, he's off vacationing in the old country in the fields of Tuscany.
Yeah, true, totally true fact about Synthcool and his family. They have that kind of fuck you money where like they can just like, you know what, we have to blow off some steam. Let's just go on a trip to Tuscany, Italy. We'll stop at Chicago on the way back, you know.
Yeah,
Maybe hit up Vegas.
yeah, fuck it, why not? Synth is totally that rich, and he's totally not just some schmo.
Yeah, and his family babies him that much. It's like, oh honey, you're frustrated with the world right now and your creative output. We'll just take you to Italy.
Yeah, we'll take you to Italy so you can get some good inspiration for your next. I don't know what kinds of videos does he make? Like Doogie Howser gets a wedgie, OMG, Family Guy epic moment.
Yeah, honey, we'll take you to Italy for like a little vacation. It'll put you in touch with your cultural roots. We think that'll really help you with your creative output.
Yeah, this will
Well,
help
finally,
you. This will help you make Honey Pop, the Honey Pop live stream like number 2000, trying to get laid.
he'll
Did he
finally,
ever? Did he ever score with that chick?
No,
he'll,
well, no, because he just plays Honey Pop and he titles it "Trying to Get Laid,"
he'll
and he's
Oh,
got
finally,
like a
I was
million of
I
those.
was I was thinking of the videos where he was playing that weird dating sim with the creepy CGI woman.
he'll
Oh
finally
God,
get to see where cannolis come from.
uh, because I played that, like I just like stumbled across that like long ago before like he started playing it. And I'm like, oh my god, he found it.
I've never seen this, so I have no clue. I've only ever seen him do his like stupid Honey Pop streams where he's just like basically just playing like God, what is it like Bejeweled essentially, and
Bejeweled.
then people will like super chat him $50 and be like, "Hey, shit, cool. I remember you from the sodium chloride meme."
$50 just for that.
Yeah, and he'll
Uh,
just be like, he'll just reply to it and be like, "Yeah, okay, cool. I'm playing Honey Pop."
Real zero viewer streamer activities.
Well, no, like he actually gets a decent amount of like viewers on his streams. Like he
I
gets
know
like,
It's just he behaves like he has no viewers when that happens.
yeah, he
That
just
makes it even
doesn't try.
funnier.
And
Anyway,
well, this
any,
this is a state secret I'm going to reveal on the podcast tonight. The reason why he hasn't done a live stream in ages is because he refuses to get another laptop.
and
He's addicted to his Nintendo Switch. He's literally like my life
my
is
life
like
is
a
like a
video game.
video game, trying hard to beat the stage.
Yeah, and he only plays Overwatch 2, which is like the worst game ever.
To be fair, I only really use my Switch for like Red Dead Redemption, so I can't really, you know. Anyway, on today's episode of the Zoomer Tombstone podcast, we get to
Uh,
talk about
yeah, we're
Billy
talking
and
about
Mandy Saving Christmas.
yeah,
Yeah.
the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy episode, Billy and
Th-
Mandy Save Christmas, which is an
this
extremely late Christmas episode.
Yeah,
Well,
this is totally just our first recording and our first review of it. We there is no long lost cut of this episode where we also reviewed the SpongeBob episode a little bit, but we were more interested in the Billy and Mandy special, so we just talked about that more.
can't wait for the Lost Media community to pick up on that one.
Yeah,
Oh
you're
yeah.
really missing a gem right there. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Lost Media, the Billy and Mandy Christmas special is like surprisingly difficult to find. Like, we were only able to access it through the Internet Archive, and according to some Reddit posts, apparently it's actually been banned in some countries for whatever reason.
I don't know why. It's really
Right.
peculiar how hard it was to find.
Trying to keep my boy Max down. Fucking assholes.
Yeah, like
The
I
woke,
tried to
the
look for it
woke,
on
the international woke mob shutting down my boy Maxwell.
Is it
Yeah.
because of the gay vampire?
Oh yeah, there was some gay stuff in the episode.
The
Yeah,
very foppish green gay vampire who's just like,
yeah,
Wasn't
yeah,
the guy who voiced him also in A Clockwork Orange?
yeah, he was the main actor in A Clockwork Orange, which is
yeah.
crazy.
He was the super rapist.
Yeah, he was the giga rapist with the penis nose who
Yeah,
got like mind washed.
yeah. He gets
While
like
he
put
was
into
like
a government.
screaming.
Yeah, he gets put into like a government like a youth reform program.
And he gets brainwashed by the woke British government of the 1970s.
They told him he cannot slam his penis in the car door.
You
It's
cannot
also-
engage. You cannot engage in ultraviolence.
It's
have
also
You cannot engage in ultra violence. You
It's
cannot
also worth-
rape old women.
Old cat ladies.
It's also worth noting that Gilbert Gottfried was in this, as Santa Claus, no less.
Yeah.
Yeah, another iconic Gilbert Godfrey
It's
cameo. Every single
crazy-
one that every single cameo of his is iconic, even if
It's
it's
crazy to think that
All the same voice.
yeah.
It's crazy to think that Smiling Friends and The Angry Video Game Nerd were two of the last things he was ever in before he died.
I feel like that'd be the death of many people's career. To be in Smiling Friends and the Angry Video Game Nerd.
Well, Macaulay
yeah.
Culkin was also on AVGN not too long ago.
He's been kind of going around the YouTube circuit a little bit. Macaulay
Yeah.
Culkin.
Yeah, Macaulay Culkin, previously he was like a big time collaborator of Red Letter Media. I think he's like genuinely like friends with those guys.
Yeah.
It's mostly just because he has a podcast, like he's another degenerate podcaster. He runs like
Not
a
like
podcast
us,
called
of course, but
the Bunny Ear podcast. You ever see that picture of him in the bunny ears? Yeah, that's like an image for his podcast. And yeah, pretty much everything that he guest stars on, like he's like, oh, plug my podcast for me, please.
Why does every podcast have to have such a dumbass name? And I'm saying this as the person who created Zoomer Tombstone.
I've
and it's always like it's like that thing that Meatball once posted on Twitter, like 2 or 3 white guys in a room together, or in a basement rather, equals a podcast.
Yeah, except ours is new wave. We're a new wave podcast, so we do it all through the internet. Or as Boogie 1488 would say, through the power of the internet. Did I say Boogie 1488?
Yes, yes you did.
That's a good one. That's a good one. It was like accidentally genius.
Whoa, shit. Oh, it's...
Meatball, remember when you ratioed him on Twitter?
Yeah,
His
dude.
proudest achievement of his life. He loves to brag about it.
Yeah, I love to brag so much about how I ratioed Boogie 2988 on Twitter for being a grifter, basically.
I'm only bringing it up because it was funny.
Oh, it was hilarious, dude. He was so mad at me.
You made a god bleed that day.
Yeah, I truly scratched the face of creation.
Scratch a dipshit and a retard bleeds.
But yeah, like I remember the whole situation with that was like he was trying to do some like heel turn about face into being like an anti-woke grifter or whatever, which I guarantee was like propagated by the likes of someone like Keemstar.
Yeah,
into getting him to
he's
do.
like- He's like, hey Boogie, like, what's his real name? Steven? It's like, hey Steve,
Yeah.
all right? Like, let me speak to you as Daniel Keem for a minute, all right? All right, here's what you got to do to get your shit together. Become a anti-woke grifter. Like, that's, like, I'm being real with you. This is Daniel Keem, not Keemstar talking to you, all right? Like, that's like a thing he does. Like, he's like, this is Daniel Keem talking to you right now. This ain't Keemstar, all right? And he's like, Boogie, you're broke as shit. Like, this is, everybody hates you now. Like, this is all you got.
This is your last chance, man. This is how you dig yourself out of the hole.
Didn't he keep all of his fucking Mountain Dew teeth that he had removed?
As like a little like heirloom, like a little like memento.
Yeah, because he had it in like a sandwich baggie or something.
I think so, yeah.
He should have got like a gold-plated like container for it, like a little like cigarette
Like an
holder.
urn.
Yeah.
God, you guys remember this is off topic, but I mean, it's a podcast, of course it is. Do you guys remember the live-action Inspector Gadget movie?
Vaguely.
Do you
Very
remember
vaguely.
do you remember the part where they make like an evil Inspector Gadget that has really weird-looking teeth?
He had like rubber teeth.
Yeah, that's Boogie's teeth.
Yeah, it does kind of look like that.
Yeah, very plastic and very fake looking. They're too white. That's the problem. He needs to drink more
And
Mountain
so are the
Dew. And he
teeth.
needs.
Yeah.
Well,
The
yeah.
problem is that like it's not like organic matter anymore. It's like porcelain, so it's not gonna respond to the dew the same way.
You'd think the acidity of the dew would probably do those in at some point. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's not organic, so the bacteria can't really cling to it that much. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure nowadays they make like some fucked up chompers that are made out of like copper or something, so bacteria just can't attach to them. Which, if you want to have
Yeah.
some stainless steel fucking, like chompers that don't ever, rot or anything, but they do rust, might as well.
Yeah, rust in the mouth. Yeah.
Yeah. I would suggest Boogie to switch gears again and try and become a white rapper and replace the porcelain teeth with like some platinum gold like grill. You
Oh,
No,
know,
just
dude.
like spray paint his fake teeth.
Dude, no.
get some face tattoos.
I got
And then
the
once the white rapper thing doesn't work, he'll be a white rapper turned country artist, and that'll be his new direction.
So he's just Big Smo.
I've got the best grift, all right? I've got the best grift idea for Boogie, all right? So he does the white rapper thing, but then he turns that and twists it into like a MAGA rapper thing.
Oh no.
And then when he fails at that because conservatives don't like rap music, then he becomes a country music star, but he still does the MAGA stuff to try and get those clammy old boomer bucks.
hmm He still has like an 808 beat over the country songs.
Yeah, still has
He's
like a
Tom
like
McDonald, but with plastic teeth.
Doesn't Tom McDonald have like plastic teeth too? Like,
I think he does, actually.
dude, they all do. Every one of those types of people,
Yeah.
all these like MAGA rapper types, they look fake. They
Yeah,
look
they
like they're made in a factory.
they rotted their teeth out, like just
With
sipping
Skull.
like lean. Yeah.
Yeah, doing too much Copenhagen and fucking, I don't know, taquitos.
Yeah. Well, drinking lean will rot your teeth out.
Yeah.
I say this as a former smoker. Take care of your fucking teeth.
Yeah, you don't want to look like a wood.
You don't want to look like me.
What if they
Well.
do want to look like you?
Well, then maybe I should kill myself.
People want to look like me. Oh no, that's not right. They
Oh,
shouldn't
no.
want to embrace this lifestyle. I've
This,
inspired. I'm a false idol.
this world's
I
gone
say it's like-
topsy-turvy. But
Never mind.
Going back to the international
A major motion picture, Billy and Mandy Save Christmas.
Made for TV.
yeah, made for
In this
TV.
exciting special made exclusively for television, Santa Claus gets turned into a vampire.
Oh my god! And then Bilgy and Manby have to go to Vampire Gay Kingdom and tell Vampire Gay Man, you're bad. And then the Vampire Gay Man like, no. I am.
It was Mrs. Claus. That's
It
the
was-
plot twist.
It was wife Santa Claus, Bill.
My wife is literally the queen of the undamned. The undamned. I mean, queen of the damned.
And
And
then
it's all because, like, her entire motivation was because, like, Santa Claus just, like, neglected her for a century.
and then Bill and Man save the day. Hooray!
And then the bully character, who's named Spurg, gets mauled by vampires. The end.
Which I love that his name's Spurg. That's such a good name for like a bully character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
there is like
literally named a slur.
no,
Yeah.
there's a real like weird like kind of archaic name for I think boys called Spurgin. So it could be that's what his name probably is. It's Spurgin.
That reminds me of a moment when I was playing Call of Duty, and some guy's name on there was his first and last name which was Mortimer Sneed.
That's a
Like,
sick-ass fucking name.
yeah, Mortimer Sneed. Like Sneed's Feed and Seed, spelled exactly the same way as the stupid meme.
And Mortimer, as in,
Mortimer
Mortimer,
Snurd.
Mortimer Sneed. And
but Mortimer Smith.
I just kept looking at that, and I kept typing in the game chat when I was in that Call of Duty game, and I was just like, Mortimer Sneed.
Did he call you any slurs?
He just kept posting question marks, and I just kept saying Mortimer Sneed. Just over and over, just Mortimer Sneed.
Fun
Because I was in
fact.
disbelief.
Fun fact, Greg Eagles, who voiced Grim in Billy and Mandy, went on to voice Aku Aku in the Crash Bandicoot games. The remakes, that is.
Yeah. I've gotten into fights with people, one person in particular, because he thought that Greg Eagles also did the voice of Riki, the baboon from The Lion King, and like non-Lion King things, when actually that was like the voice of Cyborg. I was like, you got them mixed up, motherfucker.
You gotta love the like media fights people get into. You know what?
It's like an autism exclusive thing.
Have I ever
Yeah,
told you
like,
guys about how I got into a fight with a girl over the ending of Midsummer?
yeah,
Yeah, because she
yeah.
thought it was a girl boss ending, but it's like, no, bitch, she got inducted into a fascist white supremacist cult.
Yeah,
That
like they killed her friends, and she's alone now.
she got the bad ending.
Yeah,
And she was like insistent the entire time, like, no, it's good for her because she is slaying. She is slayed.
it's a girl Joker movie.
Yeah, pretty much. That was
Yeah,
like Girl Joker 2019.
It's
yeah,
falling
like,
down for girls.
it kind of, yeah, that's actually
Yeah, a
pretty
little bit.
more, that's actually a more comparable thing, because like that is like kind of what she is in like that movie. I'm not going to spoil Midsummer. It's a great movie and you guys should watch it on your own, like with not knowing anything going into it. Like, yeah, like she's like, she gets like kind of like manipulated into it, because she's a very vulnerable person. Like she
Well,
just
yeah, she
like,
gets groomed into the cult.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, like, she like suffers an unbelievable like trauma like beforehand. Like one of the worst possible things that could happen to your family like happens to her. And that's a part of the reason why she goes on the trip with all her friends and her boyfriend for like their college thesis, is like she just needs to get away from all of it and start anew. And
And the
yeah,
first thing they
they see
do,
that, they see like, oh, this is a vulnerable person, like we got a new person. We're
the,
expanding our gene pool, everybody.
the first thing they do as soon as they arrive in this like fuck ass commune in Sweden is they drop like they do mushrooms. So I have a working theory that the all the events of Midsummer were just like a bad trip.
Yeah, the bad residuals. Shrooms like last about like 6-8 hours,
The
but
bad fungus.
yeah,
Mhm.
it's bad fungus, and they give it
Bad
to them in
fungus.
tea form.
But yeah,
I thought
yeah,
this episode was about Billy and Mandy, but these fuckers are talking about Midsummer.
Yeah, this is the Midsummer review now. I mean, earlier we were talking about Inspector Gadget for a little bit.
Well, I
Um,
briefly mentioned it because it reminded me of an Oni Plays bit where they made a joke about him having Boogie 2988 teeth.
but yeah, we a big reason why we were so late on the Christmas episode, if we didn't explain it earlier, was just, our audio got screwed.
yeah,
So
we used
Do
some
not
yeah,
use
fuck-ass.
Podcastle.
yeah,
Yeah, oh
don't
god, it
use
sucked.
Podcastle. It sucked bad. We
It's like
used
the
to
worst one we've used so far.
we used to use StreamYard, but those fuckers, they increased the price of StreamYard to like 30 to fucking $50 a month, which is not good.
Out of our range
Yeah, way out of our range. So now we're using
currently.
a Discord bot to record this episode, and hopefully it doesn't fuck it up.
Yeah,
So if
we've
the
heard.
audio doesn't sound quite up to snuff, that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, but believe me, you're getting the better deal with us doing this on Discord, because Podcastle, like, oh god, it's just shit everywhere.
Yeah,
It
when I
sounded like
first
somebody
used
was dropping a penny onto the mic every 15 seconds.
Yeah, and when we were listening to each other, you could also hear it too, and I think it put us off, like, because it definitely affected our performance too. We're a lot more lively in this episode than we are in the long lost media that you're just dying to get a hold of, so you can hear how like painfully bland we all actually are.
So you can
Um,
hear
yeah.
every like 15 seconds.
yeah, it'll be great for your sensory issues. Yeah,
Yeah, this is definitely the more sensory overload friendly Christmas episode of the Zoomer
yeah,
Tombstone podcast.
because when I was listening to you guys, like I was hearing like the, so we were getting the experience that you would have gotten as well.
Yeah,
And
it
now it's
was.
lost. Oh yes,
Yeah,
it's lost.
Oh, rest in piss. Never
it's
miss.
lost just like the Demolition Man cut.
Well,
It's
that's like a
lost
little
just
bit
like
juicier.
it's lost just like Grimm and the Gaylord vampire guy were in that one song
Yeah,
from
there's
the
some good
special.
yaoi in this episode.
You know, I'm surprised that vampire character, I forget his name, like, he could easily become like a gay icon. Even if he is a bit
Perhaps.
of a, like, dated stereotype.
He's
And maybe an
basically,
ironic one.
Yeah, ironically, that's what I meant.
Yeah, like
initially
half
I thought
ironic.
he was like David Bowie, right? Because David Bowie did some like foppish kind of characters in the past for like cartoons.
Yeah,
But
but
no,
like David Bowie's not prissy like that. David Bowie still like is like
Dead. He's
he beat the
dead.
shit out of you, like kind of guy.
yeah.
Well, he's
He
dead
ain't
now,
fucking
so...
around.
But I
He
kind of
he
loved
died
the
he died 2 days after his 69th birthday.
nice.
Now
Yes.
he's in hell. I
Okay.
kid, I kid.
His last album was based on Death Grips.
Yeah,
Ooh.
apparently he was a big Death Grips fan.
Oh,
Ooh. All the
yeah.
all the two
I'm very
people in the
happy.
audience that love Death Grips. Ooh.
All two of our viewers.
Me included.
Actually, I really don't know how many people watch this podcast, but I know a good handful of them do. And I'm
Oh,
not
you
saying that
have.
to insult our audience, I'm just making a joke on us being a small podcast.
But
But I digress.
watching this episode of The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy back when we did watch it, it kind of made me realize that like just how absurd the actual show is and how like well it kind of dated itself because like that whole scene in the mall was kind of fucking hilarious where they
Why
were
is
just
it?
just like the whole crowd just started like looting everything and burning shit.
Why is it every time I take you guys somewhere, everything goes wrong? I blame the economy.
Classic Billy line.
Yeah.
Do you think if Billy and Mandy were adults, they'd be called Bill and Man?
They would be called William and Amanda.
William and Amanda. I don't like that.
There's also the scene where Billy floods the mall Santa's lap with diarrhea.
Yeah, he just straight
I
up
love
shits on his
poop.
lap.
Love poop. Poop jokes, and now it's the poop joke part of the podcast.
No,
This is
Yeah.
a
that's it.
podcast where we
That's all I
have
was
a
bringing up.
yeah. This is a you guys are in for you guys are really in for it, all right? Like because you've got an episode where we're gonna talk about shit. You guys love it when we talk about shit.
The
Like your
audience seems to
fucking
love it when we
dookie
talk about
jokes.
shit. I
Yeah.
mean, me and Lem have a whole comic where we just like the whole punchline is just different ways to say "oopsie, I shitted." It's
He's
called
not
Shit
lying
Comic.
about that.
It's called Shit Comic. Look it up on Twitter. Sorry, I mean X.com, the everything app.
Hey, if Elon Musk is going to dead name his daughter, we're going to dead name his website.
Yeah, I saw the most fucking absurd thing the other day of just somebody on Twitter who had like a really absurd ass username. Lem knows what I'm talking about. Uh, and the caption for it was just, "It's all happening on X, the everything app." And the username was pulverize N-words with ray guns Groiper. And their username was at N-word instakill.
I'm guessing conservative.
Oh, I mean, yeah, duh.
Well, yeah, probably a Nick Fuentes fan. considering
yeah,
they call themselves a groiper.
yeah,
I'm
but it's just
I'm gonna say that they're a closeted liberal.
Probably a closeted trans person, honestly.
yeah. Usually, the more like unstable the weirdos are, the more like they've got to
Repressed they
hide.
are.
Yeah. Oh, it's great. It's great to see stuff like that on social media now. Did you guys hear? This is our current events section. Get ready. Did you guys hear that? Like today, Mark Zuckerberg came out in like a presser, dressed up like a fucking
White
NSYNC
rapper.
member, like a white rapper,
Yeah.
and he's saying that all the Meta platforms are now going to be free speech bastions, quote unquote, unquote.
Yeah, so your mom's gonna be introduced to even more propaganda slop.
Yeah, I can't wait for like the next iteration of InfoWars to be hosted by some, I don't know, some like little twee fucking retard who's selling dick pills, to just go on Facebook and be like, uh, the N-words are taking over, and they're just not gonna get banned because it's a free speech now, because we all know what free speech means nowadays. It just means it's a Klan meeting.
It's hate. It's hate speech.
Mm-hmm. So that's fun, and hopefully that's going to date this episode to January 7th, 2025. When
One
that
day after
announcement was
the
made.
anniversary of Jan 6th.
Yeah, the like 4th anniversary.
Yeah, because it was 2021 when it happened.
Yeah.
It's like how people can remember where they were when 9/11 happened. I remember where I was when Jan 6 happened. I was at my
No.
girlfriend's apartment just chilling with her, like getting Facebook notifications from one of my group chats, like, oh my god, they made it inside the Capitol. I'm just like, well, if this is my last day as a relatively free man, at least I get to spend it with someone I love.
You're like that's a oh wow. I'm sorry. D- I did not overestimate that like that. Like whoa. Unless you were just joking. Sorry. I was just like
Well, at the time, I didn't realize that, like, it was going to be a nothing burger, more or less, but
yeah, I remember just thinking like just like making jokes about it, saying like, "Oh God," I imagine like at least one of them must have said something like, "Yabba dabba doo, we're gonna go kill Mike Pence."
I think my favorite thing that happened during that whole event was the like old lady that was there that just looked confused, and the guy who stole Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's shoes.
and then the next day they started blaming Antifa.
Yeah, the next day later when they got their shit kicked in by the cops and everything started going bad for them, they were just like, it wasn't real Trump supporters, it was Antifa. And nowadays they're just like, free the J6 rioters.
Oh wow. I think the guy who took like AOC's shoe wasn't even like there like to be a part of like the January 6 guys. Like he may not have been MAGA. He's just like, "Oh, they made it in. I know what I gotta do.
I'm on a mission.
I gotta be this solid snake." Like foot
I bet his
fetish.
snake got solid once he smelled those shoes.
Oh my god, do you remember like there were like some deep fake like nudes of AOC like going around, but
Oh
like
my
the good
god.
people at Wiki Feet were like, no, we know our girl's feet. That ain't her feet. This is a deep fake.
We live in such a wacky timeline.
uh, if I
Oh
were her,
yes,
I'd
Gen 6 arc, my favorite aspect of Billy and Mandy.
Well, I mean, this episode came out like a day after the anniversary of J6, whatever, who cares? I just can't wait for our good old buddy Magadon to take over America in like
I want the Gulf of
fucking
America.
13 days. Yeah. He wants to rename the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America. I saw that today. That's so stupid.
This same motherfucker wants to make the entirety of Canada one state.
Yeah, he wants to annex Canada and make all of Canada one state.
This
Just
may
make
as
it
well
a
be the
part of
Fallout
North
timeline.
Dakota.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb. We live in like a Reich of stupidity, which, I mean, God bless the fact that they're just so fucking stupid.
It
I think
helps that
that's
MAGA is like actively tearing itself apart as we speak.
yeah. They were like, what was it? Like Elon's dick riders were fighting against like a bunch of Nazis because they were like because Elon and Trump want H-1B visas so they can continue to exploit brown people for free labor. Pretty awesome. It's real awesome stuff. We're getting real awesome things going on with current events.
And then a
But
Tesla truck blew up in front of fucking Trump Tower in Vegas.
All right, I gotta ask you guys, when you first saw that, did you think it was a terrorist attack or did you just think it was a Tesla blowing up?
I
I
thought
just
it
thought
was
it
a
was a
MAGA
Tesla blowing up.
dipshit. I thought it was a MAGA dipshit. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, of course, like it's a Cybertruck. Whoever's driving it is a fucking tool.
Yeah.
I just thought it was the battery exploding, but then it came out
Yeah,
later that it was like a terrorist attack by a MAGA guy
yeah. I
against
didn't.
Trump.
Yeah, when I saw it, like I didn't think like there were some extra explosives added to it. I just thought like, oh, just another Tesla like blowing up because of the battery.
My
And
question is, why would a MAGA tard like attack Trump for
well,
a fourth
gee,
time in a row?
I don't
because
know.
like
It keeps
because like
happening.
they, he's betraying them. Like
True.
I think it's very poetic that the Magatard used the Cybertruck to blow up Trump Tower, or to try to blow up Trump Tower. I mean, all he did was like, I mean, he killed like what, a few people and then injured like 7 more
And
by
himself.
and himself by just stuffing the whole car with like, I think it was firework mortars.
Also, I think the
Like,
Cybertruck locked down, and he was still trapped inside when it went boom, so...
yeah, the doors locked and he couldn't get out, so he just burned to death.
yeah, no, many such cases of people burning to death inside Teslas.
Like, I know the Cybertruck is a piece of shit, but honestly, it blows my mind how a vehicle that poorly made is allowed to be sold. It's almost
It's
like it's almost like it's deliberately poorly built or something. Really makes you think.
the thing that fucked me up about it was how like when the FBI was investigating this, how Elon Musk could give like individual data about that one Tesla to the FBI. Like, I don't think he should be allowed to do that. I don't think a company should be allowed to have like data on your car specifically.
Well, I mean, Google has data on all three of us specifically, so...
Yeah, I
I
know that
know
they're.
it's just weird.
I'll never forget it. Like I went to go get like my laptop fixed at like some place once, and the guy was like telling me like, yeah, I've got Linux installed in my Mustang.
In his Mustang?
Yeah, yeah.
Why?
To like his like new Mustangs, like like computer software. Like he put Linux in it.
What was it? One of
May
those
as well...
like touch screen cars, and he just put Linux on it because he's like, oh, let's see what I
No,
can make it do.
I don't know. Like I figured like there was some other like more like advanced like I don't know. Like it's just like you could put Linux in a Mustang.
You may as
That's
well put
like
Doom on the fucking thing at that point.
He
that,
probably maybe that's why he put Linux on it because he's like I
Yeah,
that's
want
so
to
he
like
can
put
play
Doom in my
Doom while he's
Mustang.
driving.
Yeah, when
that
he's in
sounds like
traffic.
it's like a mixture of like pickup lines from like a nerd and a jock at the same time, where it's like, yeah, I installed Linux on my Mustang, that I can drive you in.
And then she
It's like,
stuffs him in a locker and walks away.
you know what this is? This is like a tech bro pickup line. It's a tech bro pickup line. It's like you'd hear this from some nerd in San Francisco. Like, I installed Linux on my Mustang.
So I can watch Ben Shapiro on YouTube while I drive. Can't you just use your phone? Shut the fuck up.
I paid $180,000 for a Mustang just so I could install a free operating system on it. And then tell girls about it.
It's open
And they still
software,
ignore
this
me.
Mustang.
Oh god.
Yeah,
But
I'm sorry I keep talking over each of you. I'm just bad with conversations, I guess.
nah, you're fine. Anyway, that's been this episode. We're clearly hitting the threshold of being awake at this point. So I just want to say thank you to Anna and Ozzy for continuing to support the podcast by subscribing to the $15 tier on our Patreon. And do you guys have any final words to say for this episode that is going to be clearly filler before we go on to a more regimented-ish type of schedule?
Well, to quote Grimm from The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, Mama say, mama so, mama kuso, mama say, mama so, mama kuso. Yes, he actually says that in an episode.
How about you, Mads?
You're all gonna die.
This has been the Cursed episode. Cursed episode. Everyone who watches this will die in 7 days.
Yeah, Meatball will climb out of their TV like in the Fat Albert movie.
Fuck you.